Hey everyone, let's talk about this Skytech Gaming Archangel 5. If you're wondering whether this rig is actually worth buying, I get it. There are so many pre-built PCs out there, and it's tough to know which one will hold up without breaking the bank. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've been running this thing for a few weeks now, and honestly, it's been a solid performer for the price. The Intel i7-14700F is no joke. It's a 20-core beast that can turbo boost up to 5.3 GHz, so multitasking feels effortless. Whether I'm streaming, editing videos, or just keeping a dozen Chrome tabs open, this CPU doesn't even blink. And the NVIDIA RTX 5060 with 16 GB of GDDR7? That's overkill for most games right now, but it means this PC will stay relevant for years. I've tested it on titles like Cyberpunk 2077, Alan Wake 2, and even some upcoming releases, and it handles everything on high settings without breaking a sweat. Storage is another big win here. You get a blazing fast 1TB Gen4 NVMe SSD, so boot times are instant, and game load screens are basically non-existent. I've installed a bunch of my favorite titles, and they all load in under 10 seconds. The 32 GB of DDR5 RAM at 6000 MHz is also a nice touch. It's more than enough for modern games and heavy workloads like 3D rendering or video editing. I've even run a few virtual machines in the background without any slowdowns. Cooling is something a lot of pre-built PCs skimp on, but Skytech didn't mess around here. This thing comes with a 360mm ARGB AIO liquid cooler, and the temps stay surprisingly low even during long gaming sessions. I've pushed it hard with demanding games, and the fans ramp up, but the system stays stable and quiet. The 750W Gold PSU is also a solid choice. It's efficient and gives you plenty of headroom for future upgrades if you ever want to swap out the GPU or add more storage. One thing I really appreciate is the clean Windows 11 install with no bloatware. Too many pre-built PCs come loaded with junk you don't need, but this one feels fresh out of the box. The Wi-Fi 5 support is decent, though if you're on a wired connection, you'll get the best performance. The case itself is sleek with plenty of RGB lighting, so if you're into that aesthetic, it's a nice bonus. Now, let's talk about the downsides. First, the brand of the GPU might vary. NVIDIA partners with different manufacturers, so you could end up with an Asus, MSI, or another brand. It's not a deal breaker, but it's worth noting if you have a preference. Also, while the case looks great, the tempered glass panels can show dust pretty easily, so you might need to clean it more often than you'd expect. Lastly, the RTX 5060 is a high-end card, but it's still early in its life cycle, so driver issues could pop up from time to time. Nothing major so far, but it's something to keep an eye on. Overall, this Skytech Archangel 5 is a fantastic pre-built PC for the price. It's powerful, well-cooled, and comes with a clean Windows install. If you're looking for a rig that can handle gaming, streaming, and productivity without breaking the bank, this is a solid pick. The link is below if you want to check it out. For most buyers, the real question is not whether Skytech Gaming Archangel 5 gaming PC, Intel i7-14700F 2.1 GHz, NVIDIA RTX 5060 16 GB, 1TB Gen4 NVMe SSD, 32 GB DDR5 RAM 6000, 750W Gold PSU, 360 ARGB AIO, Wi-Fi, Win 11, desktop sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like Intel Core i7-14700F 2.1 GHz, 5.3 GHz turbo boost, CPU processor, and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5060 Ti 16 GB GDDR7 graphics card, brand may actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like Skytech Gaming Archangel 5 gaming PC, Intel i7-14700F 2.1 GHz, NVIDIA RTX 5060 16 GB, 1TB Gen4 NVMe SSD, 32GB DDR5 RAM 6000, 750W Gold PSU, 360 ARGB AIO, Wi-Fi, Win 11. Desktop usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.